the unboxing. Put a nice little sample of the CD on the outside, look. By Alice Frecknell. The new album takes another side step. Having tried writing songs that would be at home on the radio, I wanted to go back to thinking about writing music rather than just writing pop songs. As somebody that has lots of music on the internet, little tiny needles in the haystack of all the music that is out there, thinking about how people really first listen to a piece of music and maybe going the opposite way from like a pop song, trying to grab people's attention, hook them in the first couple of seconds of a song. Rather, I wanted to experiment with easing them in, long intros and long outros, so that the listener would arrive at a song having been gently coaxed towards it by a long intro. This is what track 1 looks like. It's called The Wisdom of John Wayne, and in fact the actual song is sort of this bit, and this is a long intro, and then the song recedes through this long outro at the end. I just layered these things up one track at a time, although I did call in a favour from my sister, who's a violinist, and she contributed some folky, gritty violin at some points in the album, and also some really atmospheric violin playing. I had my 5 songs couched in the middle of these long 8 or 9 minute tracks, and I was pretty pleased with how it was turning out, but I couldn't seem to decide on a track order, on a running order. My wife suggested, rather than worrying too much about that and thinking about how most people consume their music these days, it might be interesting to create it as a shuffle album. Every track begins and ends with the same 5 notes and then takes its own direction from there. Because they all begin and end the same way, with the same 5-note pattern, they'll work in any order. For example, the very last track, A Hornet, starts with those 5 notes played on the piano. Decorated with a chord. It finishes that way as well. Albeit in a higher register. Similarly, track 2 starts with those notes on guitar and finishes all that's explained here in the artwork, which is designed by artist and poet Alice Frecknell. That's the first time I've handed over the artwork to anybody else, which makes the album really quite special, which is just as well, because it might be the last one for a while since this little one's come along. But I'm sure once we've worked out what to do with her, a new project will be in the works.